Hi guys, I'm Heather and I am with the Plot Genie, and today we are going to talk about why I don't do NaNoWriMo. It's December now, so I know that everybody is sort of decompressing. For those of you who did participate, after a very busy month of writing and trying to hit your 50,000 word goal, and honestly, guys, I'm rooting for all of you, whether you did it or not. Now, I want to start off by saying that this is just my personal beliefs. You do not have to agree with me at all, and I am not here to judge anyone. This is just my personal opinion because I don't really see it talked about in AuthorTube. I see so many cute and fun videos of authors who are putting themselves out there doing NaNoWriMo diaries, and I'm obsessed with them. I love it because it motivates me and I love what that's about. I just don't personally get motivated by NaNoWriMo itself, and I have 6 different reasons why I personally don't do them. Number 1, I already have a schedule that suits my needs. I am a mom of 4. I'm also pregnant, and my husband works, and I obviously run the Plot Genie as well as do my own author career. I am pulled in so many different directions that I have developed a writing schedule that works for me and allows me flexibility as well as that motivation to hit those deadlines. I feel so many people have all of this pressure get mounted in October. Am I prepared enough? Do I have an outline? Do I have all of this stuff? Am I ready for it? And then November hits and that pressure either explodes into productivity or it deflates. It's kind of like January with New Year's resolutions, right? You want to go to the gym, and for the first couple of weeks you hit the gym and you're good, and then you miss one day and then another and then another and another, and then you feel like a failure or you feel deflated afterwards. So for me personally, having a month dedicated to writing a novel is awesome motivation for some, but for me, I just don't find it personally motivating because I already have a schedule that works for me, works for my writing needs, and works for my family needs. And I don't feel this FOMO of I need to change that in order to hit a certain word count every single day or anything like that. Number 2, I write multiple projects at one time. Before I got pregnant, I was writing potentially 3 to 4 projects at one time. I've cut that back to 2 just for my own energy levels, but I'm still writing, and I don't necessarily think it's fair that I have to break up a word count between 2 different projects. I have a word count I like to hit for each project, but 50,000 words is something, that's great. If you only focus on one book at one time and that motivates you, stick with it. Do what's best for you. But for me, I already have multiple projects, and I already have dedicated word counts for each project that I have allotted. And so having to change that and shift that around in order to sort of play by the rules, and I know that you don't really have to, I get that, but if we're just talking in general, I don't want to have to change that. I have to write multiple projects for me, and so that's not something that's going to change, and I'm not going to up that word count and try to hit 100,000 words between 2 different projects in one sitting, especially if I'm writing a serial at only 20,000 words. The 3rd reason is I already hit 50,000 words a month. I don't need some outside force to motivate me to do that, right? This is probably going to come across as sort of like a truth bomb. I'm not trying to be that person, right? Everyone has their own schedule. Everyone does what they can, and that's the important thing. For me personally, I just treat this like a business. And so NaNoWriMo doesn't add any motivation to me sitting down and getting my word count done because it's already ingrained as part of my daily routine that I don't need that extra push. And I just don't really, I wouldn't like it either, if that makes sense. I've never been very good at people telling me what to do, or people telling me how to do certain things. Trust me that I know what I'm doing. And I know that's not what Nano's about. I am not trying to put a damper or to do anything. This is just me. This is my opinion. So this is why I don't do it. I just, whatever. Number 4, I don't want to get sucked into that comparison game. I'm just not here for it. I know that we're celebrating wins, and we love doing that. And I know that some people look at their value outside of themselves. And this is all a mindset thing, right? And sometimes the people who play Nano are looking for that outside validation. And they're looking of like, oh, look, I hit this many words, applaud me, or give me that gold star, or whatever. And I don't need to do that. I don't. And again, whatever works for you, right? Like, but I just want to be very clear that you do not have to have anyone approve of what you do versus what you don't do. You don't need outside approval. You're okay. You can make these decisions for yourself. You can make your own schedule for yourself. You are perfectly fine with what you're doing. And that's where the whole Nano thing kind of gets me a little bit, is, are you working for this certificate? Are you working for these prizes? Are you working to get this outside approval? Whether it's, oh, look, I have a nice little piece of paper. I can now say that I won Nano, whatever. I just want you to do something that you define as successful. So, maybe take the tools of Nano and be like, you know what? I'm going to write 30,000 words and I'm going to do it my way across multiple projects. And then that's great. I'm fine with that. I just don't want you to get sucked into this whole, like, oh, I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do this and this and this. And, get that outside, oh, my teacher is going to give me this A+ for, following exactly what I need to do. And so that kind of goes into number 6, which I know I skipped number 5, but it kind of goes into, I don't need anyone to affirm my accomplishments. I define success for myself. And for some people, finishing NaNoWriMo is their definition of success. And if that's you, and you're not going to get, affected by someone who's written 100,000 words in Nano, or, someone who's kind of like feeling sad and now you feel guilty for winning Nano. Like, as long as these outside forces aren't going to affect you internally or you as a writer, then by all means do it. But just know you don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone to affirm your definition of success. And then, to go back to number 5, sometimes tracking myself in multiple ways is just an excuse for me to procrastinate. And then I start thinking about these numbers, and then I start thinking about other people's numbers, and then I start wondering, like, am I being successful? So those 3 things all tie into each other, because now I'm comparing myself to other people, and I don't like that game. I just stay in my lane. I do what works for me. I do what works for my family. And then I just kind of go from there. Now, that's me. And again, NaNoWriMo is so helpful because it can be that motivation or that kick in the butt that some people need to actually do something, or to finish their book, or to edit their book, or whatever, whatever definitions you make for your nano journey. But just know that you define your success. You don't need an outside program to do that. You don't need anyone else to do that. And on top of that, you don't have to just do this during NaNoWriMo. You can do this every month. And that's kind of what I've implemented in my author business. And that's why I don't feel this FOMO of missing out. I'm not worried about the whole community thing of, oh, I could reach out to other authors. But for me, that can be a distraction. It can be another way to procrastinate. And I have so much going on at home and so much going on in the Plot Genie that I only have so much time for writing. And that's what I choose to focus my time on, are my stories written in the way that I want to write them. So I would love to know your thoughts on NaNoWriMo. Do you guys do it? And if so, why? I'd love to hear why you guys do it. Do you not do it? And if so, I'd love to hear that too. Please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that I haven't offended anybody. And I hope that, for those who don't do it, that, maybe you can relate to. But I just thought, after seeing so many different NaNoWriMo posts on my Facebook feed and all of the vlogs that I just love, I just wanted to put in my 2 cents, and you can take it what you will. But, if NaNoWriMo makes things easier and joyful for you, do it. And if it doesn't, you don't have to do it. It's totally up to you and works best for you. So thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and I will see you in the comments. Have a good one.